we're gonna start with some of our electronics video parts. So this is gonna be the first video on electronic speed controllers. Essentially what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of talk you through and kind of perform the steps of how to replace one of these if you happen to get a new one. So this one is the TBLE02 S apparently. And this one's okay, it definitely works, but I'm trying to get a little more timing out of this 21.5 turn motor. So I'm gonna swap out to this hobby wing here. So this one is the 10BL60 censored. It should do pretty good. I have opened these before. This particular one's brand new, but it should already have the wire soldered to it and whatnot. So we will have to put on a connector. Just put an XT60 on there, and then we'll have to put on a or pretty much solder the leads to the motor. Let's go ahead and set the car to the side and open this up. Let's grab our knife. I will say though too, like depending on the speed controller you get, the install might be a little bit more involved. In terms of how much soldering you have to do. Nice stickers. See this off. A lot of wire there. A lot of wire. All right, so perfect. So we already have the markings on here, your A, B, and C. So obviously when we get back to the motor, we're gonna put A is blue, B is yellow, and orange is C. So let's go ahead and do the XT60 first. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off some of this because I don't really need all of this. So this is a lot of wire. We're just gonna cut it probably about here or so. And then we can just save this if we need more wire or whatnot. So we'll reach up, grab some clippers here. Just gonna So it's just 12 gauge wire. It says on the wire what kind of gauge it is. So this particular one is a 12 gauge. So you should be able to see it right here. It's 12 gauge wire. So I'm using a 12 gauge hole on the wire stripper right there. So that looks pretty good. Might do more. Last time I didn't do enough, I feel like. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. That should be good. Alright. So we need a XT60 connector. Luckily for me, and luckily for you guys, we have a whole box of connectors. So we'll just reach in here. Gonna get the same end. Okay, so that'll do that. And back in the tray. Now, you don't want to forget to put your collar on here, so just go ahead and pop that bad boy on, just so we don't forget that. Now I do have this little holder. I don't remember where I got this from. It says Hot Racing on it, but I'm pretty sure it was an Amazon and Temu sort of thing, but it's cool because it adjusts. It just kind of opens up like this, and then you can put your connector in there so it'll hold it for you right there, like so. And we got the positive side up, so we're just gonna start with that. Now, I am going to try to tin this up a little bit. So for that, I actually have another you ever seen these little things? These little things work pretty good. You just stick the wire in there, at least for tinning. It's usually pretty good. Go. So that's how it's supposed to look right there. That's how we want to do it right there. And this is just a tinning process to keep everything from fraying apart and working kind of a little bit better with us here. So we'll wipe off the excess here. Sponge. We will grab our connector. Remember, we're going to start with the positive. We already have our lead on there, so we're just gonna stick this inside there like so. We do want this to kind of stay there we go. You see how I'm pushing up? We just want it to be so we can push on it a little bit. Just like so. That looks pretty good. That was a positive. So we can undo our clamp here. It'll come out. We can take a look at that. That should be pretty good there. You want to try not to mess up the lip for this connect or the cover here, because if you mess that all up, then it's not really going to stay on. You gotta keep falling off as you're trying to do your soldering. Just a little bit more. So now we got both sides of the connector in. just like that. Those are both soldered up. Those look pretty good. We'll give it a couple seconds to cool down. We'll put that cover on. In the meantime, we can cut some of this off. Now, what I might do is I might just go ahead and put this in the car, and then we can go ahead and solder it in the car. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and different part of our rag here. These are usually always held in with double-sided tape. Some of them I guess might be screwed in, but for the cars that I usually mess with, they're all just double-sided tape. So we're gonna set this. Actually, I might just set this to go. All right, so we have that in right there. We have our battery. You see what I mean about the extra length? It definitely is going to reach. So let's go ahead and put the cap. There, you see? That was a good strong connection there. All right, now there's not much room here. I'm going to leave a little bit though. I'm not just going to cut all these off just super close. I like to leave a little bit of room. About that'll probably do right there. So we'll grab the cutters again and we'll just cut each of these, something like that. Then we'll keep these in case we need to make a connector or something else, pretty much anything else. Go ahead and splice this. When I cut this off, I don't want too much wire to be showing. I want it to cut off just enough of the ship, which is orange. So I'm essentially going to just hold this right here. I'll probably just use some the needle nose. I'll hold this like this, then I'll use the solder. So let's go ahead and prepare that. Okay, so we got a nice solid joint right there. Now we got B, which is yellow. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do B to B. So B, double check. B is yellow. Okay. So if you have like fresh solder, or I guess hot solder, it's kind of like, it really looks like, you know, T-1000 from Terminator, you know, that's how it looks. And then when it dries, you can kind of see it like gloss over, you know. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And you can kind of see that in person. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but so now, as you can see, we have all three of these wires connected to the motor. I'm gonna flip this around. We have our motor wire going down. We have our connector for the battery. So really, that's pretty much it. You can mount your on-off switch, I'm probably just going to mount mine right here on the back of the servo to your receiver right here, and then that's pretty much it. But as far as the soldering goes, we just put on the XT60 connector, didn't have any problems with that. Remember, you want a nice solid connection, that way when you're pulling on this, trying to separate the battery, that it's not just going to fall off. So you do want that solid connection. And then when you put these on, you want a nice solid connection with not a whole lot of wire, a whole lot of excess wire. So like if I was to put this stuff on there, you see how long this is? This would reach, you know, and then it's got to connect to this, so it would be like this long, you know, which is a bit much. But depending on where you're going to mount your speed controller at, you might need that extra wire. So just kind of be aware of your specific vehicle, where you're mounting your speed controller is going to determine the length of the wire that you're going to be soldering to your motor. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was just a quick little thing, just because I needed to swap out the speed controller. Check out some of the other videos. I'll try to do a series on this one, as far as maybe doing the motor swap and doing the servos and the receiver. So this is going to be part 1 of that. So stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.